But the ironic thing about it, they were not prepared for it. I
Not
mean,
at all.
especially we were down here all night.
Now.
Something was happening, and you could see that the police never even showed up. I mean, there was no readiness. They weren't ready for this. They were talking about being ready, but they definitely weren't ready for this.
Gates admitted last night that he was too slow in sending in his officers.
Sure.
I don't think he had any intentions on it.
Yeah, I believe. Now, that I believe.
We don't.
He had no intentions of sending people into this neighborhood.
Things
what they did was
control.
cut it off, and we've been cut off since about 2:30 or something like that, and not coming in and dealing with some of the problems that we had in here.
There's a curfew on right now, in case you don't know. It was dusk to dawn.
Yeah.
It is encompasses Crenshaw to Alameda, Century to Vernon, and there's a curfew on, and if you're in that area, you are subjected to being arrested or pulled over or whatever. We're looking at police officers, we're looking at highway patrol officers, and fire department, our fire engine units going down the street right now. Something's happening. I don't know exactly what it is. We can't tell from our vantage point. JLH, good morning. You're on special edition of Front Page. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Kimberly, and I'm calling from L.A. First of all, I can't believe all the violence that has occurred as a result. I don't think that this is the solution.
Yes.
Yeah.
The worst part of it is I think people don't realize the long-range implications of what they're doing. I mean, this is a serious economic loss to our...
Definitely.
All I can think about is, right now I'm about to get up and get dressed and go to my job, but what about those people that work, right at the intersection of... Rodeo and La Brea.
Oh, yeah, all the thrifties, you have the Shoppers World, you have the Warehouse Records. I don't know.
Right across the street, looking at the one.
Was it Newberry's over there?
Yeah.
I mean, that really hurts. It's like all those people now are going to be displaced as if we all weren't suffering behind this. And, you tear up the economic foundation. I'm really upset, and I can't believe that people would result to violence to help solve the problem. This isn't doing anything but creating more of a problem for us. Now we've got to fight two things.
Exactly.
I feel bad about the fact that the news stations, the television stations, were showing a lot of the violence, but there were a lot of churches and there were a lot of civic organizations that were doing things to calm the people, along with the radio station, and none of that was broadcast. They really focused on the violence, and there was a lot going on, but there were some things that were going on across this city to try to calm people and get their heads calmed in together.
And this maybe, out of all of this, we can come up with a solution or some direction to go. One thing that has come out in the last 15 minutes, write your councilman, write your senator. Register to vote is very important. That's what we need to do. That's something we can do as a community. KJLH here on Front Page. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Jerry, and I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Yes, Jerry.
I just like to say that I'm hurt by what went on and very frustrated and disgusted. I'm not a registered voter. I do intend to register.
Good for you.
My son is 21 years old, and I dared him to go out into that community. He needs to stay here. I was here in the Watts riot. This is the ugliest, most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And this is not the way for us to vent our frustration. This is what they expect us to do.
1023 KJLH, Compton, Los Angeles, an extended version of the Front Page in the aftermath of the violence from the Rodney King verdict. We'll recap a couple of things maybe you're not aware of. So far, last check, there were over 75 people injured. I know that number's gone up tremendously by now. 8 known dead. The truck driver we probably all saw in the news yesterday was pulled from his rig at Florence and Normandy. He was beaten to submission. He's undergoing surgery. A firefighter, this is what gets me. A firefighter shot in the face trying to do his job. He's fighting for his life in surgery right now.
In that count, we don't have the number of jobs.
Of course. No, this was at, 1 o'clock this morning, Colonel?
1 o'clock. Number of businesses that have been lost.
On businesses.
Jobs.
Daniel Freeman Hospital in Inglewood, reporting emergency room. It's overflowed. Over 25-plus patients just sitting by waiting for treatment. Children, there were at least 15 children brought in for various wounds, broken glass, objects being thrown at them. You're on Front Page. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Rooney, and I'm calling from Daniel Freeman, Inglewood.
Are you working at Daniel Freeman right now?
Yes, right this minute.
What is the climate? What's going on?
It's extremely busy. There's a lot of pressure on the employees there. Outbursts in the emergency room.
Yeah. Is overflowing right now?
Yes, overflowing. People are yelling and arguing. One girl was all cut up, bleeding. And a security guard that works there, who's a very fine man, happens to be a white guy. He was trying to talk to her, and she started yelling and hollering, "White man, don't touch me!" 15 other people jumped up to wrong, and they got in the doorway and just made
a scene out of nothing is what you're saying, huh?
Right.
I'm sorry to hear that. I know you got work to do down there, and thank you for sharing that with us. We need to hear what's going on and keep us up to date whenever you can. We'll try to give you more information, keep you up to date on school closures, traffic problems, or anything of that nature.
Mayor Bradley had a meeting at First AME Church and trying to calm the community down. But the folks who were tearing up Los Angeles, they were not at First AME, and we knew that. So we went there, reporting what was going on. The so-called leaders of the city were there saying, trying to keep a cool head. But the people were really very, very upset would not enter into the church walls. Those are the folks who are out in the streets doing their things.
In a moment.
There are some sick people, and they call them arsonists.
Machismo does not begin at the end of a gun.
Some of these fires are profiting somebody.
And I think what KJLH has been able to do is to give people a voice to be heard.